Yeah, here we go with the old Baja bug. Man, this thing is just getting frustrating, I guess, but I'm just gonna proceed forward and see where I get with it. So I got most of the wiring done, and that's good. But I was having a problem mostly with vibration because I used these mounts, which I thought, man, they were custom. They look slicker than snot. But the problem I had is this is a really hard rubber because they're suspension bushings, and man, it just shook the car like crazy, the vibration. So I modified my engine mounts a little bit to put in these Jeep Cherokee engine mounts, which I have in here, and they work really good at deadening the vibration. But I started with this mount that I had. It was just sitting on the shelf over at my dad's place, and since it was sitting there, I decided to just go with those. And it was new in the box, but I built both sides of the engine mounts with this particular mount. And when I got a new one today at Merle's, geez, it's a little bit taller, so it's throwing the engine off center. You can kind of see where center would be and where the spark plugs are, which is the center of the engine, and it's off to the left a little bit. So now I'm going to have to figure out somehow to get the engine back where it goes. Either I'll have to cut that mount down or slot my hole a little bit so it can rest down. And it's frustrating. I drove it, and it's I used to have a little bit of gap here, and now it's rubbing on the frame. So that's no bueno. I'm gonna have to modify that. So my third modification to my engine mounts. And but hey, you know, WD-40 is WD-40 because there were 39 formulas before that. So I guess my third go around isn't so bad. And yeah, so that's my engine mount situation. I also have a headlight situation. I got the mounts built for those, as you can see here, and on this side I have another one. So I built the mounts for those. I'm running a fiberglass front end, obviously, because the front's cut. And where I'm at with my headlight situation is, I started out with these Harbor Freight lights that were actually on the car, and they're spotlights, so they don't really work very good for headlights. They just shoot a pencil beam way out there. So I wanted to turn these from spot beams into, you know, a normal headlight. So what I did is went on eBay, and I found these lens, I guess you'd call them lens adapters, or 6-inch lenses. And they're, man, you know, you look at the picture of this stuff on eBay and it doesn't look bad, but then when it gets here you go, oh my goodness, obviously made in China. But what can you expect for 20 bucks, right? So I took the 6-inch lenses and I modified them a little bit. I took the stock Chinese halogen out and I put in some stock Chinese HIDs, which, you know, I don't know, it was 20 bucks for the HID kit, so I'm sure those are of the utmost quality, but, you know, you get what you pay for. And so anyways, I went to put these in the housings, and the problem that I'm having is this flange here that would seat in the rubber of the Chinese Harbor Freight lights is thicker than the Chinese factory Harbor Freight light. So it's not really wanting to seat in the rubber part that holds it in. As you can see with this one, it's kind of splitting it. And the Chinese rubber, it's probably, I don't know how old that rubber is, but you know, if it's made in China, it's not too bueno. But these rings hold, there's two rings that hold this whole apparatus together, and they don't even fit around the rubber with that thick flange on there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing with the headlight situation, but I got to have headlights. So, and I have, I don't know, $50 in these things. I should have just ordered some factory made headlights or something, but I didn't. I figured I could save $1, and here I am scratching my head how I'm going to make these work like everything else. So the only other little bit of it I've been working on is I ordered an intercom off of eBay, but it's not Chinese, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's actually an aviation intercom, and I do have a helicopter headset that I'm going to have to build an adapter for, because I'm going to set it up just for airplane plugs. But that's fairly simple to do. So I think I'm just going to wire in my intercom there in the dash panel that I built, and I'll show you for all my switches and things here. I haven't utilized all the switches yet. I kind of just put them all in, so I have options for accessories and whatnot. But I think I'll put the intercom right here, and then with headsets you should be able to hear the stereo, where I think if I put a stereo in, man, this thing with no interior at all, there's no headliner. I put a little bit of carpet in the back just to try and get the noise canceled a little bit, but you can't get rid of the noise with, sitting in a hollow metal tube basically. So, I figured the headsets would help with that, and I could hear my tunes and talk to my partner driving or whatever, so I'm going to go with that. But otherwise, I guess it's coming along. It's just, I've put so much work into this thing, and it never seems to stop. I just want it done so I can move on to bigger and better things, But I can't even tell you how many hours I have into this thing. I come out here at 5 in the morning usually on my days off, before the kids wake up and mom wakes up and all that, to try and get something done, and I just come out and usually just fight myself on my stupid mistakes. But what can you do? It is what it is, I guess. But I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, right? So I'll just keep plugging away at her, and hopefully before too long I'll be sending videos of off-road and fun, and just enjoying it. So thanks for watching and subbing, and I'll try and keep videos coming. I've been really slow about it. I've had a lot going on lately. We just had another baby, so that took up some time, and well, I'll just try and keep it going. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll just see how she goes.